I'm Dina Holyfield, Director of Enterprise Services, and welcome everyone as we celebrate the rite of passage for every young adult, high school graduation. Our city venues include, for high school graduation, multiple ceremonies at the Neal S. Blaisdell Center and the Tom Moffatt Waikīkī Shell. Important parking and venue logistics include: the parking lots will be open 2 hours in advance of ceremonies at the Neal S. Blaisdell campus and the Tom Moffatt Waikīkī Shell. Parking will cost $8 per vehicle at the Blaisdell, and parking is free in the lot of the Tom Moffatt Waikīkī Shell. Reminding all friends and families and attendees, there is no tailgating permitted, no picnicking allowed on Blaisdell campus or Tom Moffatt Waikīkī Shell, and it's my privilege to introduce the Hawaii State Department of Education Superintendent, Mr. Keith Hayashi.
Aloha, and mahalo for joining us today. I want to thank Mayor Blangiardi and our city and county partners for continuing this important effort as we head into graduation season. Graduation season is one of the most exciting times of the year for our schools and communities. This Saturday, we officially kick things off with Castle High School's commencement ceremony right next door at the Blaisdell Arena. Over the next few weeks, about 12,000 students, along with their families and friends, will gather to celebrate the class of 2026 at venues across the state. That also means increased traffic and congestion around major event locations, including the Blaisdell Complex, Waikīkī Shell, Stan Sheriff Center, and school campuses and county facilities statewide. We encourage everyone to plan ahead and allow extra time and drive with patience and aloha during this busy season. As a former principal, I know graduation ceremonies represent much more than a single evening. They reflect years of hard work, support from families and educators, and an important milestone in our students' lives. We also want to remind everyone to help keep these celebrations safe. Please watch for pedestrians around venues, especially kupuna, keiki, and families crossing the streets or walking through parking areas before and after ceremonies. Each school may have different procedures regarding parking, entry, lay greetings, and prohibited items, so families should check directly with their schools ahead of time. And as a reminder, alcohol, tobacco, and vaping devices are prohibited at school campuses and graduation events. The full public school graduation schedule is available at our website at hawaiipublicschools.org. Mahalo again to Mayor Blangiardi and all of our partners for ensuring that graduation season is safe and memorable for everyone. And most importantly, congratulations to the class of 2026. We're proud of all of you and all that you've accomplished and excited for what comes next. Mahalo.
Next up, we're excited to have some additional information and encouragement from the Department of Transportation Services Director, Transit John Nauchi.
Aloha mai kako, and thank you for joining us as we prepare citywide for one of the most exciting and busiest seasons in Honolulu. Our graduation traditions really could be called the most wonderful time of the year, and graduation does mark that milestone for so many of our students and their families. With thousands of people headed towards the Neal Blaisdell Center and all over the islands to other graduation events, we know it also causes a major rush on our roads. The Department of Transportation Services is committed to making sure everyone spends less time in traffic and more time celebrating. To keep things moving, DTS will be actively monitoring and adjusting traffic signals in and around the Blaisdell area and other traffic hotspots throughout town throughout the graduation season. Our engineers will be making real-time adjustments to signal timing to help flush out congestion and ensure that the flow of traffic remains as steady as possible during the peak ceremony hours. You can consider taking Skyline or the bus or both to celebrate your graduate. No worries about the parking at all. But please be aware of bus stop adjustments that might occur around busy graduation areas, such as the Blaisdell, and use the transit app for real-time transit arrivals and to stay on top of temporary changes and detours. Additionally, for those attending the upcoming ceremonies at UH Manoa, we are running special Saturday U-Line service to connect graduation attendees to Skyline, which is only one stop away from the the UH Manoa is only one stop away from the Ahua Lagoon Drive station. But finally, and probably most importantly, we want to remind all motorists to drive safely and share the road with aloha. So be patient, to expect delays, really. Give yourself enough time to get to where you're gonna go. I think that's the biggest curse. I think we think we're gonna make that 30-minute drive in 20 minutes. You know you're not gonna be able to do it, just give yourself more time. Be alert, with mountains of lay on and the hype of celebration. Watch for increased pedestrian activity near the Blaisdell and other graduation sites. And finally, make sure you drive sober and unimpaired. Clear head, safe driving. It's the only way to go for the best for you and your ohana. So let's work together to make this graduation season safe and memorable for the class of 2026. Mahalo.
Next up, an exciting announcement from the Department of Parks and Recreation spokesperson, Nate Sirota.
Good afternoon, everyone, and first and foremost, congratulations to the class of 2026. It's an exciting time for you folks. Undoubtedly, after you folks have received your ceremony and your diplomas, you're going to want to go to the park and enjoy a pa'ina or barbecue and celebrate with your friends and family. We absolutely welcome you to do it in the park, but we ask you, take your time, give yourself some extra time to find some parking, because especially on those beach parks, it's going to be really busy. So parking is going to be at a premium. Not only that, but we ask you guys to be respectful of other park users. If you guys are having a big pa'ina, more than like 50 people or so, give a call to our park staff to make sure that there's space and locations where you can have that kind of celebration, and to see whether you need a permit or not. Now, during your graduation ceremonies, undoubtedly, as John mentioned, you're going to have a mountain of lei that you get. You've earned every single one of those lei. If you want to give that lei an extra second life, we do have our SOA Lei for Memorial Day effort. So, in order to show our appreciation for everyone who has served our country, providing us our freedoms, we put a lei on every single grave at the National Memorial Cemetery of the Pacific for Mayor's Memorial Day. So that is on Monday, May 25th. Now, in anticipation of that, we need everyone's help to get those 38,000 lei. So we ask everyone, if you have an extra lei or two that you want to donate to that effort, we are going to be accepting lei at all city fire stations on Friday, May 22nd from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Now, there's a lot of graduation ceremonies that are on Friday and Saturday, so if you do have extra lei on those nights, we are taking lei up until Sunday morning at Pu'uwaina at Punch Bowl, the National Memorial Cemetery of the Pacific. So feel free to bring your lei, and most lei are about 20 to 30 inches tied when they're loose, about this big. All we need is about 10 inches. So if you want to give that lei a second life and show appreciation for those who sacrificed for our country, please consider donating your lei to our SOA Lei for Memorial Day effort. Thank you very much.
Another first for the podium today is Honolulu Youth Commission Chair, Asa Shimizu.
Aloha everyone, my name is Asa Shimizu. I have the privilege of serving as the chair of the Honolulu Youth Commission, but I am also a high school senior preparing for my own graduation. And here in Hawaii, we do graduation like no other. The lit up signs, flower, and lei candy stacks high above our heads. It goes without saying what a huge milestone it is for all of us. We're filled with mixed emotions, holding on to the familiarity of high school and friends, scared but excited. For many of us, leaping off the island all by ourselves for the first time. However far we go, it is a huge comfort to know that our home, our Hawaii, will always be here to come back to. On behalf of the Honolulu Youth Commission, I would like to say congratulations to all the seniors this year. We are very proud and excited for your future. As we cross this milestone, I just want to remind my fellow graduates, let's celebrate safely and responsibly. Drive safe and plan ahead so you're not rushing. That doesn't mean skipping out on an ounce of fun. It just means that we're looking out for each other, so we only have good times and cherished memories to look back on. If there's one thing that graduation does, it makes you realize how lucky we are to have grown up here. I hope that we remember all the teachers, coaches, aunties, and uncles who got us here today, and make a promise to give back to our community in whatever way, big or small, that we can. Whether it's taking advantage of amazing opportunities like the Honolulu Youth Commission, or teaching our baby cousins how to surf or shoot baskets, we can all add our own unique touch to our island home. Mahalo, and once again, congratulations.